Yo, what's happening, people? It's your boy Michael, and welcome to another episode of the Juego Bonito podcast. Today with me, I got my OGs, my co-hosts Eric and Nick. It's been a minute since we recorded, but we're finally back as the trio, the Three Musketeers. Start off with Eric. How you doing, my guy?
Not bad, man. Very good, very good. What about you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
And Mr. Nicholas, how you doing, my guy?
Yo, what's good, bro? Let's go. It's been a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah, Nick got the professional background too. Got the binders and everything.
Yeah, baby, we got fucking mirrored camera, so I don't know which way I'm going. There's Muller. Yeah,
Nice.
Lam and Lewa. There we go.
Yeah. So, all right. So today, basically, we're just gonna go over UCL. The return of Champions League football was this week. Thank God, I needed that. I could only take so much of a domestic football, and yeah, UCL Europa chaos. We're gonna discuss that, and then we're gonna take a look into next week's UCL fixtures as well, and whatever other random topics come throughout the episode. So starting it off, there's no better place to start but the game of the week or the most highlighted fixture of the UCL round of 16. PSG Real Madrid. PSG won 1-0. And to start off, we're going to discuss arguably the shining star from that game, Kylian Mbappe. I said on Twitter, I'm ready to crown him as the best player in the world. So I'll come to Nick first. What did you think of Kylian Mbappe's performance on Tuesday?
I thought he was the best player on the pitch, no question. Creating chances out of nothing. Link up play with Hakimi the whole game. He was pretty perfect. I don't think he did like anything wrong. And it was pretty much a lock that he was going to score. The winner, I didn't think he was going to score the winner. I thought he would just score like opening goal, and Madrid. I thought Madrid would win, but yeah, Mbappe pretty much he showed what he's capable of, and I think he can even get better. So, best player in the world, yeah, right now. Yep.
Over to Eric. What are you? I don't know if you watched like the full game. I know you watched like the first half. What did you think about Kylian Mbappe on Tuesday?
Yeah, I watched the first half because I had class for the second half. But what I thought overall, like obviously I watched highlights and I read about him and like what he did after when I wasn't watching. I thought it was really interesting what he did because he almost did more off the ball than he did on the ball. Like the runs he was doing to dummy out Lucas Vasquez and Militao and stuff like that. It was like really impressive. Like he did all these fake runs. Like he tried like talking to Militao and like high fiving him and then going for a run. It was like he was almost taking like the mick out of them. But yeah, the goal was quite ridiculous. Obviously, you saw them not trying to tackle, so they doubled up on Neymar and left Mbappe free. Neymar passed to Mbappe, and then Mbappe does a little touch in between them. And obviously, they're both scared to put a foot in, and just goes right through him. And obviously, he knows that Courtois has those open legs all the time. I mean, it's been a problem since Chelsea, so he slots it right between it and scores the goal. But it's absolutely ridiculous from him. And I also do agree with you. I think he's arguably, if not the best player in the world right now.
Yeah, so I was watching that game. I was watching it at the same time as United, but my eyes always like were attracted to the Madrid game because obviously the amount of superstars over there, and obviously the first thing, yeah, I don't know if it was like the better game because it was kind of boring because Madrid didn't attack, which we'll get into Real Madrid's game plan after we talk about Mbappe. But yeah, Mbappe, man, he was just dribbling past everyone. Carvajal was on toast. If Carvajal contemplated retirement after that game, I wouldn't blame him because it was atrocious. That was horrible. I thought Militao and Alaba were actually really good. They stopped a lot of chances. So that center back duel was good. And yeah, we'll talk about Madrid. But yeah, Mbappe. Like as a player, when they have like that moment where you're like, oh, that's when they arrive, or like that's when like they've hit that best player in the world. I think that was like the goal because Mbappe's had previous stages where he's done good in UCL. Even last year, you had the hat trick at the Nou Camp against Bayern. Nick would know when he scored the 2 at the Allianz Arena.
Yeah.
But this game is like, it's his future club. We all know he's going to go to Madrid eventually. And this is kind of him announcing it. Last minute winner. The type of goal that he scored, he didn't score like some random tap in. He cooked like 3 people. And then it was a beautiful finish. I know Courtois had his legs open and everything, but he still got to finish it. And it's just that moment, especially when you think about who his teammates were, Neymar and Messi. And this year, Mbappe's been the best of the 3. So it's kind of like a passing of the torch. And he's like, it takes a special player to be able to like show themselves bigger than those 2 players when you're talking about 2 of the biggest players in world football, and he's like kind of outshined them. I know Messi's a little older, Neymar's injury issues, but he's like kind of like the most important player on that team because without him, they probably wouldn't. I don't know what they would do because he's like the main goal threat right now. So yeah, it was just the Mbappe show. We'll see how far it could take them. And now there's rumors of him staying possibly for an extra 1 to 2 years at PSG, we'll see what happens with that, especially with, I think Zidane's rumored to come in the summer. So maybe he wants to play a couple of years under Zidane at PSG. But yeah, moving on to another player from PSG before we get into Madrid, Marco Verratti. Controversial player on this. I know Eric's not the biggest fan of Marco Verratti, and I'm sure I know you rate him, but you think he's maybe a little overrated. If I'm correct on that.
Yeah, severely.
Yeah. So I was also shocked by Marco Verratti, possibly because I was watching McTominay and Fred on the other screen, and Marco Verratti's so much better than them. So maybe that's why I was so mesmerized by his performance. But I thought he ran the show. He dominated the midfield, especially when you think about who his counterparts were on the opposite side, Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, and Casemiro. He kept things ticking, and Marco Verratti has had a lot of UCL masterclasses over the last couple of years. His biggest issue is his fitness, of course, but when he's ready, when he's on the pitch, it's kind of like a if moment, which I know is not the best word to use. If it's still not the best word, but when he's on the pitch, he's arguably one of the best players on there. So I thought he was really good. Either you guys could discuss Marco Verratti if you want.
I mean, yeah. I'll start. I mean, it's kind of like a thing. Like, perhaps if you play in another league, I mean, like we talked about this like on the side the other day about like Thiago Silva and like how we all knew like he was that guy and he was that good. But like at the end of the year, we just knew that because we didn't really watch League On. Like growing up, like I mean, it's different now compared to when we were like 13, 14. But I feel like we only see like good performances in UCL, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but like, and obviously in the year, like I don't even know where I'm going with this, but like I just don't see it like with my eyes, like it doesn't really move me for Marco Verratti, like yeah, I hear you. I like for the things that I say, like for other midfielders, like progressing the ball and like Kovacic, like bringing the ball into the final third and passing to the final third. The same thing with Modric, where like they don't need goals and assists to be the best player on the pitch. I guess I don't see it with Verratti. Like I might be talking like out of my ass here, but it's just something that I don't see with him. Like it doesn't really like he never makes me go wow. I don't know. Like maybe if it's his physique, I don't know if I'm being like heightist or something, but I just don't like the way he plays. And like when people compare him to like some Kroos and Modric, and that's just a completely different tier than to what he should be compared to. I don't
know. To continue that, I don't think Verratti really like wowed me like with this game, but like he like definitely outplayed. He was the best midfield player in my opinion during the game. So to outperform a midfield of Kroos, Casemiro, and Modric, you have to be good to do that, because when your midfield partners are Leandro Paredes and Danny Pereira, it's kind of, you have to. He carried them against Real Madrid. It's pretty important to be able to do that. And I have an Italian bias because I am Italian, and he was a key player in the Euro. So I think he's very good. I rate him. I don't rate him that high. I think he's good. I wouldn't say he's like world class or anything, but I think this is definitely a world class performance. And 6 key passes, he played very well.
I didn't know the stats, to be honest, but I mean, I'm putting him in world class category. I mean, I think his biggest like question mark, which might be why he's not world class to you guys, is his consistency, which injuries play a factor in, because the guy's always injured in a way, so that plays a part into it. So if you don't see a person enough, you can't really call him world class. But I don't know. Every time I see him, he just always shines, especially when he plays for PSG and UCL, which is the highest stage in club football. So if you perform there, for me, you're just world class. So yeah, he just had a good game. No one else really from PSG stood out, which is well, actually, maybe we talk about like Messi. His performance, what's it called? The comments about his performances are mixed. There are some people that had said he had a really good game. There are some people that say he had a bad game. I kind of fall in the middle. I know he missed a penalty, but I mean, I've seen Messi miss 100 million penalties before, so that doesn't even faze me anymore. It happens. It's a penalty. The best of them miss them. But I still thought he was good. I kind of like the way Poch is kind of using Messi more now. He's kind of letting him like just dictate the attack from like deeper, which is what Messi thrives in. We all could agree on that. So maybe Poch has discovered tactics finally for this year. He doesn't have Messi up front. He just has him in midfield when they're attacking, and when they're defending, he has him and Mbappe up top, and then he runs a 4-4 block. So the other people behind them, the defending, do all the hard work, and then Messi and Mbappe lead the counterattacks. So Eric, I'll go over to you. Not just about this game, but what are your thoughts about like Messi's performances in recent weeks? Because it seems like he's kind of like stepped it up a little bit.
Yeah,
after struggling start. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously like a different role than he's used to. Like, I know he's played center forward for Barca for quite a bit, but I feel like this is even a deeper role for him because, again, like that midfield, like it is only Verratti, and like Verratti can be the only midfielder in that team. So I feel like Messi's doing the job of like he's playing that Kovacic role, and he's also being a center forward at the same time. So he has to bring the ball from midfield and dribble past blah blah blah, pass 1, 2, 3, 4, and then bring it to the box and then try to make a pass to Mbappe or 1-2 or something like that. So like I feel like there's much more on top of him to do. Like he plays a much bigger role. Like obviously Mbappe is the most important player of the team, but right behind that is Messi in my opinion. And obviously he missed a pen. It wasn't the best of pens. It was a good save from Courtois. But I'm obviously gonna be a stat nerd for this. But like with stats, like he played very 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 well in my opinion. And I feel like this is a good role for him. Like he's getting older. He doesn't have to do that much running. He can kind of just linger in the same midfield role. So I think it's better for him. Body wise, like to keep him healthy. I know Ligue 1 is the most intensive leagues, but yeah, him playing in a midfield role and using his best attribute right now, which is passing, is working really well for him. But obviously, it could be better. But I do feel like his role is quite important to that team.
Nick, any comments on Messi?
I thought he played a pretty decent game. Like you said, I don't think it was bad, but I don't think it was great either. It fell pretty much in the middle. I haven't watched too much of him from Ligue 1, and I can't really recall the group stage performances, but you know, I thought he was all right. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got for Messi anyway.
Yeah, fairs. All right, that's enough with PSG. On to the other team, Real Madrid. Honestly, I'm pretty sure we can all agree here. We're all disappointed in them. I did not expect that kind of game plan from Carlo Ancelotti. I know me and Eric have talked about this a lot because we watch La Liga a lot, especially Real Madrid. And we keep saying like how they're kind of like stale in the way. Like the attack is pretty much just Vinicius and Benzema. And they do need attackers. That's why they're in for Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe in the summer. And today, PSG did a good job of nullifying Vinicius, especially. And Benzema wasn't 100%. He's coming off an injury. I think doctor said that he shouldn't have even played more than 30 minutes or something like that. So he was clearly affected. And then right wing was Asensio, who all of us in this group, he's horrible. I'm just gonna say horrible because there's much worse things I can say about him. I'll just call him horrible. I didn't like the midfield because the midfield was low intensity, and PSG was able to match that intensity in the midfield, even though they had a far weaker midfield in terms of talent. And then the defense was strong. I'm not going to complain, except Carvajal, but they don't have any other right backs. But yeah, I didn't like Ancelotti's game plan. Eric, I'll go over to you. What were your thoughts about Ancelotti's game plan for this game, and where do you think it went really wrong?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't like saying this, but I feel like this was probably one of the few games I'm going to admit that he probably should have put in Valverde instead of Modric and maybe given Modric a day off. Like, I know this is his cup of tea. UCL is very important for Modric. But we're obviously saying this because he had a pretty average game and the intensity was kind of lacking. I mean, when you try to press PSG with Modric and Kroos, I'm going to be very respectful, but they aren't really the same people they were a few years ago. But, I mean, it takes a lot of balls for me to admit that as well. But and obviously there's a few reports that came out today that Ancelotti is got a slap on the wrist and he finally learned his lesson, and that they told him to use Valverde more and or else he's gonna be in a hot seat if he isn't already. But I feel tactics wise, he obviously didn't have it right. I mean, Kroos was the one who played that bad pass that led to the Mbappe goal, so it kind of looks like they were really out of shape in a way, and I feel finally, this is probably a wake-up call for him to rotate his midfield more. Because, I mean, he does have pretty good options in Camavinga and Valverde. So,
I think, well, there definitely is going to be a change with the midfield because Casemiro is suspended for the next game, so someone's definitely coming out. To me, Madrid just looked. This is going to be a weird comparison, but Madrid looked like how lower tier Bundesliga sides, except for Bochum, because we're not going to talk about them, play against Bayern. It was they sat back and pretty much just let PSG hold the ball, and all I saw was Hansi Flick's or earlier this season because we're not looking too good right now. Earlier this season's Bayern, they just let PSG have the ball, and it burned them in the end. And you could clearly see that, and it was inevitable that they were going to lose once they just didn't press forward like at all. And three things. Carvajal is washed. Asensio put the ass in Asensio that game. And Mendy had a really lackluster performance that I was pretty disappointed in. And that's what Alaba actually played very well, I will admit.
Yeah, I think Mendy, I'm not gonna lie, this year he hasn't been the best left back. I don't know, maybe it has something to do with the allegations allegedly from Roman Molina.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I'm gonna say allegedly. I'm gonna emphasize the allegedly.
Yeah, his mind is elsewhere with the allegations that have been placed upon him.
I don't know if it's that. I just don't think he's arguably, other than Carl, he's been the weak link in the defense. Militao and Alaba carried mostly, and then like Eric said, Ancelotti got the warning from Perez in the upstairs that he needs to change it up. Well, he has to, obviously, because Nick said Casemiro is suspended, so one of Valverde or Camavinga will go in. I don't know if both come in, and then Valverde plays on the wing, 4-4-2 diamond, something like that. Ancelotti likes that at Madrid, so we'll see. But the good thing about Real Madrid is they're only down 1-0. It could have been a lot worse. They're very lucky to walk away with only a 1-0 deficit. Obviously, away goals don't count in this year's UCL, so not the worst thing to not get an away goal. But yeah, they have a chance to change it up at the Bernabeu. And PSG have been known to blow UCL leads. It's only a 1-goal lead, so you never know what could happen. Actually, there's one player about PSG I forgot to talk about. The return of Neymar. My boy's back. He came. I think he's been injured for like the last month. Got the game-winning assist. I know the assist wasn't like the best because obviously just Mbappe's solo goal, but it was a nice backheel pass because I think Madrid doubled him, and then Mbappe did his little skills and scored a goal. But I like this cameo. He looked good. He looked a little fresh. He was drilling past players. So, do you guys think Poch will put him in the starting lineup in the second leg? Or do you think like maybe Poch doesn't want to start all three and like only bring one off the bench potentially to kind of like keep more shape?
I don't see why not. I don't see why he wouldn't start him, to be honest.
Just want to throw that out there. Pochettino change everything.
If he's fully fit, like Eric said, I don't see a reason why he wouldn't start him. Even though I didn't think Di Maria was horrible, but Neymar's Neymar.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Di Maria is not the worst player to have as backup to Neymar, and Di Maria is one of the most underrated players of our generation. So could be worse. But yeah, enough about that game. PSG 1-0. We'll talk more about the implications of like Mbappe and stuff for the second leg. That's like a month away, I think, something like that. So yeah, the other game that day, the one that nobody watched except Man City fans, the 10 of them, Sporting Man City 5-0. I don't even know that much to say about the game. Just Man City just showed their class, smacked them up, and they could use the second leg as a training game. But I will throw this question out there. Do you guys think Man City are the favorites for the Champions League this season? ESPN did rank them as the odds-on favorites, but they've been the odds-on favorites for like the last 7 years. They haven't delivered yet, but do you think there's something different about them this year, considering they made the final last year? They're obviously the hunger is even there more now. So, Eric, I'll pose a question to you first.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. It's quite clear and obvious that they're gonna win the UCL. I mean, it obviously depends on the draw, and hopefully, because like I don't really like teams not winning tournaments or trophies because like a key player gets hurt. I think it's kind of whack, to be honest. So hopefully everyone stays healthy and they can do their best. But yeah, I do think so. But also the fact that ESPN FC tells me that they're gonna win makes me absolutely hate it and think that they're not gonna win. So absolutely horrible organization.
Yeah. I don't know if they're the favorites. I've seen a lot of people call Liverpool the favorites now, so that is it's pretty interesting to me. But I don't know if I don't think I'd call Man City the favorites. They're bound to do something wrong. You know,
That's fair.
Man City. You can never put too much faith in them to win a Champions League.
It's really up to Pep. As long as Pep just doesn't overthink himself like he usually does. That's the only thing stopping them from the Champions League. But yeah, they look good. I'm a little disappointed in Sporting. I thought maybe they'll score like a goal or two because I really like their coach and a couple of players on the squad. But Trent Alexander-Arnold definitely lit a fire on Man City's under Man City because he said that they're never going to win UCL, and they must have heard the comments and they went even harder on Sporting. But yeah, that draw's done for. Moving on to Wednesday's game, we'll start off with Liverpool with Inter first. I'll save Nick's monologue on Bayern after that. So this is the game that I think, well, me and Eric definitely watched because we were in Discord discussing it, and Nick was probably watching the Bayern game. We were working. But yeah. So that game, I like to call it a smash and grab because I thought Liverpool were the weaker team. I thought Inter outplayed them. There were a lot of people. Liverpool Twitter was like, "Oh, how did they outplay us if they didn't have a shot on target?" But that's just them not knowing football. Maybe I don't know. But I thought Inter were the better team. They just lacked final third quality. I thought Lautaro and Dzeko were like the worst players in terms of that because every pass that they made did not work at all. But I thought the wing backs were really good, especially Perisic. He was attacking Trent's side a lot. And Trent, we've all been quoted saying that Trent's weak defensively. He's gotten better a little bit, but he's still the weakness in that defense, in my opinion. Virgil van Dijk was good. Konate was really good. Bundesliga propaganda for Nick. Bundesliga boy. And I thought from the center backs, I thought Skriniar was excellent. He was winning the ball back even high up the pitch as well, which I really liked. He was honestly the best out of the three center backs, and it was just two shitty goals to concede. I think both of them were off set pieces. So Inter will feel done hard by. I think the draw is over because I don't think they could get a win at Anfield. So this was like their chance. So it's just one of those games. Eric, you're an Inter guy. You like the club. So what are your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, on your point of Liverpool fans not knowing football, that's very obvious that they don't know anything. Comparing Henderson to Modric every 5 minutes, so that's a very easy statement. But I mean, I'm not trying to sound conceited or like sit on a high throne or something, but if you don't understand the sport or like love it deeply like we do, I'm guessing you would have thought that would have been like the worst match ever. But I was very, very much enjoying myself those first 75 minutes. I thought it was really back and forth, like possession, trying to get chances. I thought it was so fun watching my legend Perisic play against Trent Alexander-Arnold on that right hand side. I thought it was really interesting. It was really fun to watch. But they just lack that final third quality. Like maybe they missed like Lukaku or something. I don't know. Like they missed that last oomph in that attacking third. I mean, maybe they could have used Barella. I mean, in the first 30 minutes, first half, it kind of looks like they didn't need him. Like Vidal was doing an okay job, but then again, like later in the second half, like it was kind of looking like okay, like if they get one goal here, if Liverpool get one goal here, it's gonna be over. And obviously, they get those two very, very cringe and stupid goals, which they didn't really deserve. But I mean, that's Liverpool for you, and it's also Inter for you because we've seen it in the past against Milan. The other match week, where they dominate, and they keep their guard down, or like they lose their mentality, I'm guessing, for a few minutes, and then they score 2 in 10 minutes, just like against Milan. So I don't think that's really on the players. It might be on the coach, might be on Inzaghi, on his mentality, because it looks like he's basically another Conte, another fantastic coach, but just lacking that last like alpha mentality. I'm guessing it. That like serial winners mentality. So I feel like that rubs off on the players a bit because it's mostly the same team. But I thought almost everyone Inter played really well. Handanovic going for that Firmino save was absolutely embarrassing. He is so old and washed. It's actually so sad to watch. He's so washed. But yeah, the defense was amazing as always. De Vries, Skriniar, and Bastoni. Bastoni is absolutely phenomenal. Like one of my favorite. I think probably the best left-footed center back in the world. But hopefully he's at Chelsea sooner rather than later. But Bastoni and Pesic were the players who stood out for me. And it's a shame the tie is over. There's no way, especially with the away goals now not existing. There's no way they score 3 at Anfield. That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So it's a shame the tie is over, but it's good for them. Maybe they can focus on the Scudetto now.
Nick, do you have any comments on the game?
I didn't really see a whole lot. Horta is injured, right? So that's pretty big.
Is she actually?
That's what I saw. I can't remember if he's
Well, that's why I signed Diaz. Good for them.
Oh yeah,
he is injured.
A day ago, Anfield Watch said they'll assess Horta today to establish the extent of the ankle issue he suffered. Jeez, wow. But it sucks. But I had Liverpool going through. They looked pretty strong. Glad Konate played well, and I had a pretty decent win this game. I had Liverpool going through. Konate played well, and Perisic cooked Trent. I didn't lose here, so.
Something.
So there's that, I guess. But yeah, sucks. Inter's likely out.
Yeah. To switch from an Inter perspective to Liverpool perspective, I'll try my best to be objective here. You kind of do need those wins. In UCL, it is a tournament, so you don't have to always play your best to win, and that you don't have to play your best to win the Champions League sometimes. So they smashed and grabbed. It happens. Away, San Siro, not the easiest ground to go to. They just did a professional job. I know we said they looked worse on defense, but they didn't concede the goal, mostly because Van Dijk was fantastic that game. Which, I mean, Inter kind of played into his hands with the slower forwards, especially Dzeko. Dzeko probably will never. Van Dijk's a little too athletic for him, so that happened. And Liverpool just have X factor goal game changes. Like Eric said, the Diaz signing, that's another winger that they have. Jota is I don't think he scored, but that guy's a net man. He just somehow always scores. Me and Eric said we hate it because on the eye, he's not the best footballer, but he's just effective, and that's all you need. That's Liverpool's motto, effectiveness, and that's what happened. Firmino scored a nice header, and funnily enough, Klopp's substitutions, which I made fun of because I said bring Jordan Henderson on for Liverpool to lose the game. He kind of changed the game in a positive aspect for them. Funnily enough, maybe they just needed one guy to shout for them, and that's what got them over the line in Henderson. But I think the subs were him, Keita, and Diaz, and it was positive impact. So good subs from Klopp, and then they'll get the job done at Anfield and progress. I've actually said that Liverpool are the team I think will win UCL. I don't want it to happen, but I feel like first of all, their depth is actually really good now, in my opinion. I know a lot of people say Liverpool's depth has been shit, but when you look at their depth, especially up top, you have Firmino, Jota, Diaz, Salah, and Mane. I forgot about him. AFCON champ. In the midfield, you have Curtis Jones, who's not even starting. I mean, he's actually a really good player. Thiago, who's I think they're unbeaten with him starting this year, which is a really good statistic. Who else do they have? Harvey Elliott, who's back from his ankle injury, so they have depth in numbers and defense as well. So they look like a threat. I think they have as good a shot as anyone to win UCL, and they've done it before. So that's one advantage they have over Man City. They know how to get it done. So I don't know how you guys fancy Liverpool's chances in UCL this year.
Yeah, I think it's almost as strong as City's in a way, right behind them. I do feel like a English club is going to win the UCL in Man City, Liverpool. But I feel like later in the season, they're going to slowly take a backseat in the Prem and focus on Champions League because I kind of feel like they might get in easier side of the card or something in an easy draw for them. So I feel like in the April stages, where they see I mean, Klopp is always going to say that, oh yeah, obviously focus on the Prem, still win the Prem. We haven't been eliminated yet, blah blah blah. Because him and Guardiola are on the same wavelength of staying really humble about things. Guardiola saying that the tie isn't over, stuff like that. Yeah. But obviously is. But obviously deep down he's going to realize and tell his team that we should probably take a backseat for the Prem. Like it's gonna be like what, maybe 10, 12 points behind, and they can actually bring the big ears home. So, yeah, I do fancy the chances, but also I can do the same thing for Chelsea if they're not in a very dire top 4 race. So it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, before Nick goes, I think the Liverpool City game, which I think is in like a couple weeks, that decides the Prem for me. Like Liverpool want to like go for it because if City beat them, I think it's a 9-point deficit, and I think at that point you just cut your losses with the Premier. Like you just concede it in a way, like hypothetically concede it. You still obviously try to win your games, but you don't focus as much on it. But if they do beat City at Etihad, I think it's cut down to 6 points, and Liverpool have a game in hand, which will probably win. So that's 3 points. At that stage, they'll be in the title race. So I think that's the game that probably decides which competition they focus more on, hypothetically. But yeah, Nick, go ahead about what your thoughts on Liverpool's chances are.
I just checked the Liverpool City game. Unless something got postponed that I didn't see, they play on April 9th.
Oh, it's April. Then I thought it was a lot closer.
Yeah, I would. Sorry, I would have them over City. I'd have Liverpool be the favorites. Yeah, I just think for all the reasons you guys have said, they've done it before. They know how to get there. They've gotten over that hump. They've done what City couldn't. So I think it looks really good for them.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that game. And we move over to Austria, where Salzburg played Bayern. I'll play a questionnaire for this game. I'll just ask Nick several questions. So Nick, your club drew 1-1. First to start with the lineup. What were your thoughts on the starting 11 that Julian Nagelsmann chose?
I liked it. I thought it was fine. It's what was available. I'd rather have Tolisso out and like Goretzka in, but it's not possible because Goretzka's made of glass. So other than that, I like the formation. It's what we've been doing in the Bundesliga. It's what we've done for the last few games. So I had no problems with that. Oh, and Ulreich, whatever. So bad.
So obviously you guys went down first. I forgot who. I think it was Anu. I forgot the guy's name. I just know that Aronson got the assist. Adamu, there you go. I know Aronson got the assist. American boy.
Adamu, the sub, by the way. Okafor went down within 12 minutes and perfect finish from Adamu, who grittied on us, so we can't even accept. It gets worse.
Obviously went down. Are there like any players that you're like really disappointed in? Obviously, other than Ulreich was a substitute, like maybe any of the forwards because you obviously only scored 1 goal, which is
Lewandowski and Sané.
Bayern. Okay, so speak on them. Go ahead, floor yours.
Sané looked like 2021 Sané. He just lackluster performance. Probably his worst in the last few months. As bad as Lewandowski's performance was, he only had 30 touches. So his average position, I can't remember where it was, but it was like basically around the center line. So Lewandowski shouldn't have to drop back that far and bring up the ball himself. It's not his job. He needs to stay up front. We need to actually pass the best goal scorer on the team the ball, So he didn't have a shot. He had 30 touches. Like, come on, give the man the ball. He's going to score the goals. It's Salzburg. Like, just give him the ball. He will do it. He shouldn't have to come back and get it himself. But yeah, him and Sané. I'm less disappointed in Lewandowski because of what he had to do to get the ball, but Sané, I'm pretty disappointed in general.
So obviously I don't know when the second leg is probably like 3 weeks time. I'm gonna assume that you still fancy your chances. You're going back into Germany, home crowd, yeah. Obviously that Coleman goal helped a lot because you don't have to like face the pressure a little bit that you're 1-0 down. That really wouldn't be that much of a thing, but obviously got the 1-1. So yeah, sure, because you're probably still confident going through. What about your like overall UCL chances, though? Are you kind of like starting to like think a little bit that we're not as much as favorites as we like were after the group stages? Like, do you see like a more weaker Bayern side like the last couple months?
It's not that I see a weaker Bayern side. It's that I see a stronger Liverpool and City. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we got worse, but they definitely got better. So, it's and if we play against freaking Philip Cohn, this dude from Switzerland, keeper for Salzburg, at the game of his life, because of course. But yeah, I think we stayed the same. Goretzka will be our marquee January signing because he's coming back from injury. I think Neuer is out for the second leg. So, yeah, I think we'll be fine getting past Salzburg. I don't know what's going to happen after that, though. It depends on who we get, and it depends on just how they play. It's a real toss-up as of right now. Everyone needs to get back in shape and in form because it was a 1-1 draw, but it felt like a loss. If it wasn't for Thomas Muller being the clutch, underrated genius, high IQ baller that he is, it would have been a 1-0 loss.
Here, Eric, any comments like Bayern, just overall that you have?
They'll be fine. They'll be fine. It's not really that much to worry about. I do hope Luka Sucic starts this time. Maybe it'll be different if he starts. He came off the bench. I'm not really sure why. Maybe something wrong with the rotation or something. But that's someone I really want to see start against Bayern. But besides that, I honestly think they'll be fine.
And that's pretty much it for UCL. Towards the end of the episode, we'll look into next week's games. Before we go into Europa, I want to give Eric a chance to give it a little monologue about his club winning the Club World Cup, the first time ever. So welcome to the club of winning the Club World Cup.
Yes, thank you.
So it's the one trophy that your club has eluded your club.
Yep.
Shout out to Usman who said big up in the comments. Shout out to him.
Oh, thanks, man.
Thanks.
So yeah, Eric. You don't have to touch on the game, but how did it feel to like your thoughts about like winning that trophy? And do you think winning that trophy kind of gives Chelsea like a little lift domestically because you've struggled a little bit the last couple months? So do you think getting a hands on a trophy kind of like lifted the spirits of the club again and ready to like kind of distance himself from like that top four race that you don't want to be in, but you're part of, but you think like you like winning the trophy can kind of like push you to like solidify third place comfortably?
No, yeah, totally. I totally agree with that. And kind of in a way because Lukaku was one of the ones that won us that trophy. I mean, he got the first goal in the final. He got the goal in the semifinal, obviously. So, I mean, one of the persons that obviously put that big like shadow over the locker room and people thought like the vibes were off or blah, blah, blah. And people thought like it was all going to go downhill. So, and that player stepped up and he pretty much won his trophy. I think he was probably one of the MVPs of that tournament. So, obviously, I'm very happy to win that trophy. I mean, you guys kind of laughed a little bit when I said that trophy was almost as important as the UCL. I mean, obviously, it's not. Like, it's clearly not. But for the club and for Roman and for, like, the history of the club, it was as important because it's a trophy that's eluded us forever. It's a trophy that's haunted me since I was – how old was I? I think I was 13 when Torres missed that sitter against – I think it was Corinthians, I think. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That was a terrible time. Yeah, but I'm just really happy to win this trophy. I mean, obviously, people like to kind of think it's some domestic cup or like it's worse than the Carabao. I mean, it's clearly not.
They call it a glorified friendly.
Yeah, it's really not. Like, I don't think glorified friendlies require that you win the UCL to join. Like, it doesn't really make that much sense. A glorified friendly that pays $3 million in payout for winning it, when the Carabao pays $100,000, an FA Cup pays $1 million. I'm not really sure. Many stupid comments from Craig Burley. I like to add. I can't talk about the Club World Cup and not talk about him, who's still very salty that he didn't start in the '97 FA Cup final with Chelsea and has absolutely hated us for the rest of his career. An absolutely terrible player who used to play for us in the '90s. And hates us to this day. And he said that it was a plastic cup or whatever, and it doesn't mean anything. I mean, it doesn't make sense because if City beat us in the final and they came in the Club World Cup and they won the Club World Cup, it would be a totally different story. So it makes no sense to me. But onto the actual game and not having a tangent on that. obviously Havertz played phenomenal. It was a very South American match in my opinion. There's a lot of fouls, a lot of yellows, a lot of VAR decisions. It was very tough and gritty. It wasn't really that much of a tactic match. Lukaku played well, and coaches played pretty well. People thought Conte played phenomenal. I don't really think he played that well. He kind of made a few bad carries, a few bad passes, kind of killed the flow of the game. Jorginho didn't play the entire game. I kind of thought that Jorginho could have got a few minutes in the second half. But yeah, obviously Havertz, the penalty, it's a phenomenal penalty looking to his right. Havertz is kind of a 2-footed player, so he took it with his left, bottom left corner. Is a phenomenal celebration, and it's a great night for the history of Chelsea Football Club. So it's gonna be one that I remember for a while.
Gotcha. So yeah, big up for that. I'll big up Oscar in the comments as well. I'll be on his channel later, so check that out as well. Good content over there. But over to Thursday Night Football, a competition I hate as a fan of Man United, but as a neutral, I love it. Chaos. I love chaos in football, and yesterday was definitely chaos. We'll start over at the new camp. Barcelona played Europa League football. That's for Fergie, man. I've seen that club suffer in Europa. It's just like tears in my eyes, man. I've been waiting for days like this. So if I had to suffer, they have to suffer. But anyway, they have a tough matchup in Napoli, who I think are a better team anyway. But yeah, it was 1-1. I think Zielinski scored, and then Ferran Torres scored the penalty. But I didn't watch the last 20 minutes of the game because I had to leave class. But I heard he missed a lot of sitters. So you kind of don't want that from your $60 million signing. But anyway, they go back to Naples next week. But I don't know if either of you guys watched the game. But what are your thoughts on Barcelona Napoli?
That was a poor performance from Napoli, in my opinion. Barca pretty much dominated. They look pretty good. The Flat Mob only has Ferran Torres missing one big chance. I disagree. He missed like 3 or 4, if I remember correctly. And he had 9 shots. They were from all pretty good positions. So he definitely should have. He could have had like a hat trick. It could have been like 5-1. But hopefully Napoli can pick up their slack and actually win the next leg, because I thought that they were definitely the better team going into it, and hopefully they can be the better team coming out of it.
Yeah, honestly, I thought that Michael's boy Osimhen would have bagged 1 or maybe 2.
Very disappointed. Very disappointed.
Yeah.
Very disappointed.
I was disappointed that Zielinski had to step up. Insigne seems. I mean, I didn't watch the game. I was in the heart of a lecture at school. But Insigne kind of looks like he's already in Canada, to be honest. Like, I don't really think that he's done much for Napoli lately. Kind of really lingering on the left-hand side. But yeah, not really much to take away. I feel like Barca were probably, I mean, I know they are. They're probably the better side in that fixture. But a little disappointing for Napoli. Yeah, I agree with Nick.
Yeah, Osimhen, not a good day for Michael FC in terms of stocks. Not a good day. Let me down. He was outside like every time. So clearly that's a part of the game that he might have to fix. Like knowing how to move when you play against a high line, because Barca play very high line. That's their style. So he's got to fix that up. But one player from Napoli I was very impressed by. Big baller. Very liked among us. Fabian Ruiz, top midfielder. He was really good. He kind of started every Napoli attack that they had. Available in the summer, Man United, do something. But yeah, top midfielder. Yeah, so he looked good. As for Barca, Ousmane Dembele came on. I was actually shocked when I saw that. I thought this guy would never play again for Barcelona, but he was on the wings, and I heard that he kind of like sparked something that if they were going to grab a winner, it would be because of him. So it's good for Xavi to realize that his best forward is Ousmane Dembele. So that's good from him. I know Eric agrees with me on that. He's very high on the stocks. He might be the head of Demboo's FC.
I am.
Yeah, so yeah, that was good from Barca. I actually, to be honest, my opinion like kind of changed who's gonna win. I think Barca are gonna steal it in Naples. I hate that I have to say this, but I feel like Xavi's kind of like found something in a way. Like they just have to like finish their chances, but he's kind of like started to like impose his philosophy on the team, and they look better and better each week. It's just their defense. as long as their defense like holds up, they'll be fine. But their defense is very prone to mistakes. So if they go out, it's because of them. Even yesterday, the goal was a defensive mistake. So that's pretty much that's been the story of Barca the last 5 years. Is their defending just costs them everything. So yeah. Anything you guys have to say about that for like next week?
Honestly, I kind of think it's gonna be kind of another stalemate. I feel like it might go. I don't think it's gonna be more than a 1 goal difference between the two. I feel like it's gonna be more of the same of what happened the other day.
Heard.
Yep, I like that.
All right. And from the new camp, we go to the yellow wall hype.
Yeah.
They got absolutely destroyed by Giovanni Van Bronckhorst's mighty Rangers. I was very disappointed that Alma was not in the starting 11. So I'm just gonna say that he coached the 4-2 win and not Van Bronckhorst. Impact off the bench that way. But anyway, yeah, yellow wall hype. Yellow wall did not do anything because they got smacked by Rangers, who have been pretty poor in the Scottish League as of late. I think Celtic are above them now. So not a good look for Dortmund. Obviously, Erling Haaland was injured, and looked very sulky in the stands. But I don't think you should need Erling Haaland to beat Rangers, especially at home. But yeah, they got smacked around. They are technically in a Bundesliga title race. Technically, according to the table. That's why I said technically.
Marco Royce declined to answer if they were still in the title race. So
he's avoiding the allegations. He's trying to play that underdog tag. That ain't working here, boy. I ain't buying that. But yeah, Nick, since you're a massive Borussia Dortmund fan, I'm joking. You hate them as much as anyone. What are your thoughts on them getting smacked around at their home ground?
This made me happy. It was so good to see. I love Haaland. I think he's a great player, and I'll root for him whenever he leaves. But seeing him sad that Dortmund were losing was like, it was just perfect. It was like that was the moment he knew he was gonna leave. Because I'm not sure if he'll be back for next week's game, but if he isn't, I think they're done, and they're out. They're out of the Pokal. They're out of. They will be out of Europa League if they lose. So it's just great. It's awesome. I love it. And a lot of Dortmund fans were talking about how Jude Bellingham takes the most responsibility in the squad, and he's only 18. Although it's very good, I think I admire Bellingham's mentality. He's not like most Dortmund players or fans. He actually wants to win things, even though he complains about refs and talks about their past history. But that's a bad thing if an 18-year-old has the best mentality on your squad. You should have leaders on that squad. You have Emre Can, I guess, Marco Royce. You should have more there than just an 18-year-old who's going to leave in 2 years to Liverpool, United, or Chelsea. It's not that good. But
yeah, I was shocked to see him play left. He played left mid yesterday, like in a 4-2-3-1. I just wanted to ask you this question before we go over to Eric. Marco Rose overrated potentially?
I never rated him that highly. I mean,
but I know a lot of people like call him like a hipster coach. Like there's a lot of German coaches now.
He is a hipster coach, yeah, 100%.
So,
but yeah. I don't think he's horrible. I don't think he's great. He's definitely overrated, but yeah, it was just horrible all around from them. It's not totally on him because when you see that starting 11 give up 4 goals to Rangers, it can't all be on the coach. But yeah, I do think he's overrated to put that simply.
Eric, any thoughts on the yellow wall?
Yeah, totally. I couldn't care less, honestly. I'm just be honest. Like the only 2 players that I rate on that team that isn't Haaland is Guerrero and Bellingham, and they had a goal and assist each. So good for them, honestly.
They were the only good players on the pitch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I have something because they're the only good players in that team when Haaland isn't playing. So
fair enough.
Guerrero's so good.
Yeah.
Another fun fact before we move on to another game: Giovanni Reina was named after Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, which is kind of funny.
Yikes, man! Yikes! Name change ASAP. Jesus Christ, bro.
Hey, Van Branco scored that banger in the 2010 World Cup though, against was it Uruguay? I think that long range.
Yeah,
goal,
true. He needs to step it up though. Jesus.
But yeah, So, what other game was there yesterday? Hold up, I gotta look at the.
Leipzig Sociedad was a good game.
All right, so Nick, you want to talk about that game while I pull up the fixture list from yesterday?
Yeah, sure. It's a pretty good game. Who's the freaking Tedesco? I can't remember his name. Yeah, Domenico Tedesco coached a great game for Leipzig. I thought they were pretty dominant. And Kuku's a freaking baller. That dude had a great game. Although when they needed a goal, they were down 2-1 with like 10 minutes left. He took off Danny Olmo, which I was a little skeptical about because he was probably, other than Nkunku, their best creator that game. But it ended up working for them because their two subs, Joboslai, drew the pen, and Forsberg, who came on for Olmo, scored the pen. So, I mean, it worked out fine, but I don't think I would have taken off Olmo. But 2-2 draw, very entertaining game. And I didn't watch a whole lot of it. I watched some of it because I was doing things. But, Guardiola. We all rate him. He's very good. But if you guys didn't watch it, please look at how he conceded, how he gave up the pen. Because it was a corner. When did they score that? All right, so it was a corner around the 60th minute. They let play go on, but then they looked back at it because the Sociedad players there was a handball. Guardiola, the water bottle's the ball. He goes up and he smacks it with his hand. Like, dude, what are you doing, man? It's a 1-1 game.
I thought it was volleyball.
Literally, he went up and hit it with his hand, and because the guy behind him, I think it was Lim Normand, the center back for Sociedad, was right there and was probably going to head it in. Like, dude, what are you doing? That might get saved. Yeah, literally, but except the pen went in.
Yeah.
So yeah, very good game. And Nkunku stocks went up, and Oyarzabal stocks went up. If anyone has those, which I know a lot of people do, but you guys don't, I guess. So
I sold them last year after the game against Man United, where I saw him get absolutely destroyed. And Nkunku stocks are high though. That's very high.
Yes, sir. Baller.
Right. Angelino got married in the match. I'm disgusted. Anyway.
Why?
He assisted the Nkunku.
Because I hate him.
Oh, wait. Why are you disgusted?
I don't get it. He's so good.
I know, but I hate him for scoring against me last year for
Why? Because he's bald?
No.
Well, he's not totally bald. He's got some hair.
He's also Man City. He also hates us, so I hated him back.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't think he's a big fan of Man City, though.
Yeah, exactly. Man City fan.
No, he's not a big
get cooked by Daniel James.
No, he's great, man.
Oh. I saw him get cooked by Daniel James. So.
Phenomenal.
Left wing backs in the Bundesliga are where it's at, man.
Yeah, no, he's doing good for his career, so fair enough for that. So
yeah.
All right, so other results. FC Sheriff from, I think, Moldova beat Braga 2-0, so big up to the Sheriffs. Betis beat Zenit 3-2. Guardado scored a goal in 2022. I was just surprised as anyone. I forgot that guy played football, man.
This is the 2010 Gold Cup. Why is he scoring goals?
Yeah. Also, Malcolm scored a goal, if you guys remember that name, who Barcelona win another talent. He should have gone to Roma. He scored. So, yeah, big one for Betis on that aspect.
Joaquin got an assist. Jesus Christ, this man doesn't stop.
He's 49.
Man's like 45, man.
Yep.
Getting assist. Atalanta beat Olympiacos 2-1. That's a game I actually watched because that's my Greek team. Started really well. Tiquinho Suarez, banger goal of the day. Very beautiful. Let me tell you something. Yo, I've never seen a team defend set pieces worse than Olympiacos. They let Jimisti, I think that's his name, right?
Yeah, Jimisti.
Jimisti, what I pronounce it. The guy hadn't scored in over a year. I found that out from the commentators. Scored 2 goals in a minute off 2 set pieces. Socrates and Manolas starting in big 2022 when they can't even start for the Greek national team is a disgrace, man.
Well, there's no problem with Manolas though, but Socrates.
He's dog shit too, man. He's dog shit.
You see it, man.
The guy hasn't been good since he scored that header against Barcelona, man. If we're gonna keep it 100, man, that's embarrassing. Anyway, the midfield was crap. This Onyeku guy, I think that's his name, Onyekuru, he did not have a 7.05 stop line to me. That guy was horrible. Like the 5 attacks that we had, he ruined them all.
But he completed the most dribbles.
Does he start for the Nigerian team? I don't know. I didn't watch Africa.
No, he does not.
Oh, okay.
Moses Simon does on that wing. And,
yeah.
Chukwueze on the other side.
Yeah. Simon is really good.
Yeah. So actually, this Kamara guy from Guyana, Aguibu Kamara, he like won like the most duels or anything. He was actually really good. He almost had an assist, but some guy named Kamara, the other Kamara, messed it up. Funnily enough,
there's a lot of Kamaras in the world.
There is a lot of them, but yeah. So, but Atlanta, it's only a 2-1 deficit, so it is recoverable in the aspect.
Are they
It could have been a
brothers?
lot worse. Different
The Kamaras?
I don't know. There's like so many Kamaras, bro. Like,
but they're the
CNK.
No, they kind of look alike though, so they probably are.
Yeah, they do. They don't. Yeah, and they're both from. Now I gotta find out. Let's see.
I'm not even trying to. They actually kind of look like the facial structure, like very similar.
Yeah.
So, they're brothers. Fair enough.
No, no. Like I was agreeing with you that they have the same facial structure.
Yeah, they look alike. But anyway, they got to go to Greece next week, so hopefully the Gate 7 only back up. Step it up in the crowd and hopefully maybe like 1-0 in extra time pens, maybe, who knows. But anyway, moving on from that game. Sevilla Zagreb. Anthony Martial scored again. I put a smile on my face yesterday. That's the happiest I've been for someone scoring a goal in a minute. I celebrated that goal more than I celebrated Ronaldo's on Tuesday. Probably because I was shocked that he scored a goal. But anyway, Sevilla 3-1. Eric's guy, Ivan Rakitic, also scored a pen. Big fan.
And he didn't celebrate, big up.
Yeah, so. And Orsic as well scored a goal. Ocampos, Martial. Yo, we all won yesterday in that game. Good people scored.
I had a loss because Livakovic was absolutely horrendous. It's probably one of the worst games I've ever seen. Yeah, that second goal. Yeah. He gave it the pen the second goal. He played terribly.
Yeah. But yeah, that Martial goal scored from the right-hand side. My guy looked good yesterday. I think that's like 3 GA in 2 games, something like that. I think he had like 2 assists or maybe 1 assist last game. But yeah, Sevilla looked good. I think they're like 4 points behind Madrid in the La Liga title race. And Madrid do not look the best right now. So you never know.
Shake it up.
You never know. So yeah, that was good. And then other game was Porto Lazio. Porto 1-2-1. That's all I care about from that game, to be honest. And then Conference League, Celtic lost, but yeah, so hilarious for that aspect.
But, yeah, with that one goal though.
Yo, from Bodo Glimt, y'all.
From Glimt, yeah.
I think it's the team that smacked up Roma in the Conference League as well earlier.
Yeah. So they're serious. They're from Norway.
Yeah, they got. Yeah. All they should go manage them. Not joking.
No, don't ruin it.
It's true. It's very, very true. But yeah, that's it from that aspect. Are there any big games this weekend? Like domestically?
No. City Spurs is tomorrow. And then Sunday's nothing.
Yeah, Dortmund Gladbach would have been a good game 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's just City Spurs.
Yeah, and the Rose Derby United Leeds, which I previewed on my reaction video, so go check that out. But yeah, moving on to Champions League next week, because by the time we record our next episode, we'll be after reviewing those games, so might as well preview them. Tuesday, La Chelsea plays, I think, right? Yeah, against the mighty Lille, who are trash. Eric, I'm assuming you're confident in that game.
Me confident? Yeah, good one, bro. I wouldn't say
I'm not confident, but
I wouldn't say confident, but yeah, I want to say confident, but I'm assuming we're gonna win.
Are you optimistic?
No.
There you go. That's the word.
No, okay. Not even.
No, no, I'm not optimistic we're gonna win because you always expect the worst of this club, but I'm assuming we're gonna win. I'm assuming and hopeful.
Does Mason Mount being out affect anything for you or no?
Not really. No. Honestly, I don't think so. Against Lille, it shouldn't. But there's rumors that he might be fine because it wasn't that bad on his ankle. Yeah. But Tuesday is absolutely horrendous for Champions League. My God, you can skip it if you want. Jesus Christ.
I'm a class.
You've been Chelsea. My God, dude.
Yeah. You go.
If I was neutral, I'd read a book or something. Honestly, don't waste your time.
Yeah, I skipped class last Tuesday. I don't think I'm going to do that this week.
So did I, to be honest. I had to watch it. I skipped it as well. Got to go back this week. God damn it. But
I'll be there in
the only thing I care about from that game is Jonathan David. Maybe he could have a good performance. I'm going to keep it close eye on him if I do end up watching the game in class because he's one of my striker targets for the summer. So I want to see how he hacks it up against Prem competition. Doesn't have to have like score or anything, just like look good. And then the other game, like Eric mentioned, Villarreal Juventus. You couldn't pay me $1 million to watch that game, man.
Oh,
absolutely. Jesus Christ, nah, man. Nah, you know what? Oh, actually, nah. Let's talk about like Vlahovic. Do you guys think he'll adapt well to UCL football? This is his first UCL
God, I
game
hope
ever,
not.
so.
He stinks it up. Please stink it up. Please stink it up. I hope he's terrible. I'm gonna say no.
I don't know.
Nick,
maybe.
you don't know.
Yeah, but competition isn't too fierce, so it doesn't really count. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think VRL is a good what's the word?
Test.
Yeah, it's like you can't really judge it off of just them.
Yeah, he's gonna score 2 and people like, oh my god, wow, he's coming for that Mbappe record.
Wow, ooh, next Holland right there.
Yep, right. He's better Holland. Well, yeah, totally.
And then Wednesday, Benfica Ajax. I would actually like to watch that game.
That's a good game.
I gotta keep an eye on Gravenberch now. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, unfortunately, lucky you. Must be nice midfielders. Yeah, your club looks at them. Must be nice. But yeah, from that aspect, Benfica Ajax. I'm assuming we're all going Ajax win for that game.
Yeah. I'm going Ajax win for quite a few games in Champions League.
Fair enough. And then the other game, unfortunately, it has to get played at some point. Manchester United versus Atletico in Spain. This team, man. Atletico are one of the worst teams in Europe, like the last month and a half. They just lost to Levante.
Who did they lose to? Yeah.
Lost to Levante, man. Who have one win all year. So this would be very typical Manchester United to lose, or at least like just choke. And this team, there's a curse. There's like some juju on our striker that they cannot score. I've never seen Ronaldo miss this many sitters in my life. I know he's not the most clinical finisher in the world, but like he's missing chances that he could score in his sleep. And my other striker now has stomach problems. He's on his period. Cavani. First it was groin problem. Now he's on his period. The other day was his birthday.
Happy birthday from Lego Pod to Cavani, by the way.
Happy birthday, Cavani.
Absolutely not happy birthday. He does not get a happy birthday mention. No.
I hope he had a great day.
Me too.
I hope he suffered on his birthday.
Hope he had a nice cake.
That's what gave him the stomach problems.
Probably, yeah.
Probably. But anyway,
he finally had dessert after sitting with Ronaldo all season. Good job, man.
Yeah, and I gave him a tummy wummy ache.
Yeah,
it wasn't used to all chocolate.
But yeah, Atletico. I ain't saying confident because I ain't confident. Like Eric said, for his team, I ain't confident in my team either. This is about to be the stink off of the ages. Like when I say mid off, it's a mid off. Like when you look at the 11s and everything, Oblak, De Gea, the same type of keeper.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, maybe not this year, but because Oblak's been horrendous this year. Way worse than De Gea, but I think Oblak has the worst save percentage in Europe. So when he makes 12 saves this week on next Wednesday, don't be surprised. He looks like Oblak. When he looks like Oblak of last year.
Of every year before this year.
Yeah. Carrasco suspended, thank God for that. But I think he has COVID anyway, so wouldn't have been able to play. But I'm just expecting Suarez to score and celebrate. It's like stuck in my head for the last 2 weeks.
Please inject that. Suarez or Correa goal. Oh my
the
God,
only hope I have is Ronaldo is versing his feeder club, Atleti, so he loves to score against them. So and we look like we do actually create chances now in a way. So yeah, Pogba's back, everything. So I'm not. What should I say? Predict.
Oh, Hermoso and Vaz and Cunha, they're all hurt too, or have COVID.
Man, nah, you know what? We're gonna lose, man. Nah, you name all those injuries makes me think we're gonna lose even more. Nah, man. Joao Felix is gonna like score a hat trick or something. I don't know.
God, please.
Like,
doesn't he? Why is he still playing? Doesn't he have the broken foot still?
No, that's from like
just playing.
No, it's not from the past.
No, I think it was
he
like
healed from it.
Oh, he did play with a broken foot. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was talking about he did. Like he was playing with it.
So ass anyway.
Nah. I'm a little scared of him. I think Griezmann's still out too. Oh, thank God.
Nope.
But yeah. Oh, he's not. Griezmann finessed. It's like right in the start. But anyway, United, please win. I would like to make the quarterfinals of the Champions League, and then you could go ahead and get smacked by Lewandowski 7-0, or get smacked by Liverpool 5-0, or get smacked by City 5-0, or get smacked by Ajax 5-0. Lose to any team you want, just get past Atletico. From that aspect, what are your guys' thoughts on the game? Just like quick thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, like I've been I've been sleep deprived lately, so hopefully that helps it out.
Hey,
Because
man.
I will not be watching that game. Wait, is it on a Wednesday?
Yes, it is.
Oh crap! I'm gonna be watching the game. I'm gonna be home from class. I didn't school earlier today. I'll be watching it, but
I might do a watch along for that game. I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
One eye open when you're sleeping, right, man?
Yeah. One eye is gonna be on my phone or another screen. So.
But yeah, there's Prem football that day too. If you want to watch that.
Oh, but what Prem football?
It's on Peacock. Never mind, you ain't watching that.
Bro, Eric, you gonna watch Tottenham Burnley?
Yeah, totally.
It's a better game.
Watford Crystal Palace?
Those are better games.
It's also a better game.
Liverpool Leeds is a way better game too.
But yeah, anyway.
Even though like half the Leeds is injured, I think.
Yeah, you know Daniel James is scoring a hat trick against me on Sunday, right?
Yeah,
we played him. He's scoring a hat trick against me.
That'd be hilarious.
It's gonna happen. And whoever concedes, like whoever's at fault for those 3 goals should get like permanently released from the club.
The whole team's injured. Like I think like Bamford, Dallas, Phillips.
Let me see.
Most of them are hurt.
Yeah, I don't care if it's Ron. I don't care if it's Maguire. I don't care if it's Shaw. I don't care if it's Taylor. Whoever concedes goes to Daniel James. Like, please, God, no.
Oh, yeah. Junior Firpo is hurt. I forgot he was.
Oh, no.
He's crap. Who cares?
Dallas, Phillips, Bamford. Yeah.
Phillips is out. Oh, thank God, I hope.
Wait. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Early March 2022 is when he's back.
But
been out since December 4th.
Jesus. Yeah, I think I said 3-1 for that game on a match reaction. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It was a fun week in UCL. Good storylines, mostly from Madrid PSG with the Mbappe stuff. Next week we'll have maybe a little more to discuss because two of our clubs play instead of just one, and I'm sure I'll have a lot of comments about the game because depending on what happens.
I think you'll have a lot of comments either way. Let's be real. It's just if
they're
positive
Europa
or
League,
negative.
Yeah, Europa League. It's a second leg, so we'll kind of know like we went through, and like I think the draw would be on Friday morning for like the next round. So there's that as well. So I think that's when the other wave of teams come in, right? Like the group winners.
I want to say yes.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, like the Monacos and all them type of teams come in as well. Do you guys have any other comments from like domestic leagues that you want to like talk about?
Nothing quite.
Not totally.
I think we covered all of them on like those side tangents while we were talking about other matches like La Liga and stuff like that. So yeah.
March I was going to say March will be an interesting month on this podcast because of United's run. So there'll be like a lot more content on that, whether you're happy or sad. World Cup qualifiers as well. Yeah, that's it. For Africa and I think Europe as well. South America I think is wrapping up as well. So yeah, a lot of content in March. So good on that aspect. February's coming to an end. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me plug the socials real quick. So pod Twitter, of course, at Juego Pod, capital J, capital P. The YouTube channel, Juego Bonito Pod, which you're watching it on. Make sure you like and subscribe on that. Would appreciate it. My Twitter is just nope, that way. Yeah. Overlay. Yeah, right there. At Michael_Griggs26. I told you on the opposite side, man. So make sure you follow me on there for tangent on multiple sports. The Knicks, not that much anymore because they're dead to me. United, all that type of stuff. What else? The website, juego/bonito.com. I will have an article on Mbappe this weekend. I'm going to write why it's time to crown him as the best in the world, Kylian. And then also check out the United Journal on Twitter and on the website. I just wrote an article about Ronaldo. Why United should regret signing him in the summer. Surprisingly, I did not get a lot of what's it called? Negative responses from Ronaldo FC. Maybe they didn't see it. Probably
nice.
A good thing. But yeah, I don't want Ronaldo07 at GOAT at my comments. But yeah. I think one of them responded like, "Oh, if he went to City, he'd score 30 goals." No, we'll never know. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for terms of socials. Do you guys have anything coming, like doing anything important you want to discuss? No, I'm all right.
No, I'm all right.
Absolutely not. Same mundane life.
Yeah, it's very true. As for me, I think time is at 4 o'clock. I'll be going on Osco's channel, Osco Bosco. I'm assuming we're gonna discuss United. Well, there's always lots to discuss about that club. Every day you could make an episode about Man United if you really wanted to, especially after yesterday. Which I'll talk about on our channel as well. Just a quick thing about the captaincy thing that happened yesterday with Ronaldo and Maguire.
Oh yeah.
I think Ralph came out today, Maguire came out today and said those are BS rumors. We'll never know.
I saw those.
Only seemed like the comment yesterday from the reporter. So there's always a smoke to like the fire. There's probably some truth and some lies to like every report. It's like a mixed bag of things. In my opinion, honestly, I don't care who's captain. I don't think there's any true captains in Man United's clubhouse in the clubhouse anyway. I think maybe the biggest one might be Pogba, and he's leaving in the summer. So there's no point in giving him the captain's seat. I don't think Bruno should get it. I don't think Maguire should get it. Ronaldo should not get it. This guy doesn't even clap away fans after games. He doesn't care. He just goes to his crypto chamber and whatever the hell you call it. The cryo chamber, whatever, like where the cold thing is.
Yeah, cryo chamber, yeah.
He said crypto.
Cryo chamber. Cryo chamber. I don't know what the hell it's called.
Ooh,
he probably does a crypto chamber to invest in NFTs, bro. Who knows?
There's some news about your boy.
Who?
There's some news about Jonathan David. Gazeta just reported that Inter have set their sights on him.
God, why?
Because Dzeko's 50.
He can play till he's 55. It's fine. Anyway, there's other striker targets. I'm looking at other ones. It can happen. But anyway, back to Maguire, Ronaldo. Yeah, I do think Maguire probably wants to give up the captaincy because he is feeling the pressure because he's no longer because of the names in the club, like in the team in the locker room. You have your Pogbas, your Varans, Ronaldos. They're obviously bigger players than him and they're bigger personalities. So he's probably struggling with the adjustment as opposed to last year. So there's that. He's probably lost maybe some respect from the players. I don't think they're respecting like as much as a club would typically respect their captain. Like when you look at Nick, who's your captain? Get Neuer, right?
Yeah, but so for right now it's Muller until Neuer comes back.
But yeah, you go. Bayern's vice captain is Muller and Neuer, two of the most well-respected players.
And the other one's probably Kimmich.
No, I think it goes Neuer, Muller, Lewa.
Oh, one.
I think.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, but it's definitely Neuer than Muller.
Yep.
And at Chelsea, for example, you have Azpilicueta, who's one of the bigger club legends now because he's won literally everything. Literally.
Yep. And then Jorginho.
And Jorginho. Not as bigger drop off compared to Bayern, but Jorginho's more respected than Maguire, who's our captain. Yeah. And then I think our vice captain is I think it's Bruno. So yeah. I think United. I think someone said. I think my boy Leah said it on Twitter. United should adopt the Chelsea, the City Liverpool captain thing, where it's
where they vote, right?
A set of 4. Yeah, it's like a 4. Yeah, the players vote, and it's a set of 4 captains. I think that's the way they go with it. So you could be the main captain, not play every week, which I think is what happens at City with Fernandinho, and I think KDB second in charge or something like that. So, and Liverpool, I think it's Henderson, Van Dijk, then Milner, and someone else. So maybe that's what United should do in that aspect. But
I don't like that. I don't know.
No, I think you should do that when you don't have a clear captain in the squad.
Oh yeah.
Especially if, Liverpool have Henderson, who I think is a captain. City, Fernandinho, De Bruyne, not really captains when you think of it.
Yeah, so, yeah. It looks better for them.
Yeah, I think at United something like that. I know Ronaldo's the captain for his national team, and just based off his name, he should be captain, I guess, because he's the mentality and all that. But the guy is 37. He's not the best leader in a way. He has his moments where he's motivational, we seen the clips with the Coutinho pulling penalty shootout stuff. But he also doesn't clap away fans. He yells at his teammates because they don't give him the ball and stuff like that. So he's not the most selfless person, which I think what a captain should always be. The captain should always be selfless in a way, in my opinion. So yeah. So that's my thoughts. If United went out without a captain on Sunday, no one's wearing an armband, I really wouldn't care, to be honest. So yeah, and do not give it to De Gea at all. Please, God, no. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the United captaincy. I don't think they have any more drama. I think that's the only drama they have currently right now in terms of on the field. I'm not even discussing off the field stuff. So there's that. But yeah, it's pretty much it. In terms of plans for like the channel, I'll do like the match reaction on Sunday after the Leeds game. We'll come record next Friday. Depending on what happens in the Atletico game, maybe I'll do an episode like on Thursday with like just only United fans. Potentially, depends on what happens in the game. Anything like major happens in terms of like lost like 5-0 or something like that. Which, if that happens, you actually probably won't see me record because I'll be crying in my bedroom, very sadly. But yeah, that's pretty much it. In terms of the channel, like and subscribe, please. I'd appreciate it. I think we're like almost on like 10 subscribers, which is pretty good for the first week. Shout out to all the people that probably subscribe in Greece, like my grandpa who thought this was a school project, which is kind of hilarious.
Nice. Hope you get an A, bro.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, shout out to anyone that's already subscribed and watches it. And shout out to everyone on Twitter that retweets my tweets when I go live or post anything. Shout out to them as well. Love the support. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Peace.
Take it easy.
Peace.